Hi, guys. We hope you're doing well today. This is Fred and Sheila with Hatfield, McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates. And this is part two.
Might as well just start it.
Okay, part two is where we're talking to Dustin Wagoner, Wynter Wagoner's father. And here we go. Contacted you at all and said anything about
She
Wynter?
contacted me the other day. Well, I contacted her mom. I was talking to her mom, and she got on the phone. And but it's very odd. She didn't seem
Did
worried.
you ask her? What was your comments? What?
Yeah, I asked her. I said, well, I brought up. I said, I'm doing stuff for Winter. What do you need right now? Because I can't get along with her much no more. And she said, well, you don't need to be worried about Winter. She said, Winter's just fine. She'll be all right. And just said things that even,
Really?
yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me, you know what I mean? And she went on to tell me that she's pregnant, she's getting ready to have another baby. And they just totally, completely changed the subject, you know what I mean? Just like she didn't want to talk to me about it.
Sure.
And I found that very odd. And it's like her brother and her mother's mentioned it, how odd she was acting. And other people's mentioned. So in my head, I mean, I don't want to think it, but like to the point of like, I don't know, you just have to know her to know, but like I'm kind of worried about that, you know what I mean? And I mentioned it to Haley, and I've talked to Haley, Summer's aunt, Winter's aunt, and I mentioned it to them, but I bet just said they don't know if she's having an episode or if there's more to it, but I'm kind of worried about that. Like she may have picked him up and took him to that boy.
So did she leave treatment?
Yeah,
she checked herself out.
Yeah, she checked that. She refused it. She doesn't see anything wrong, but I mean, you would know when you talk to her. There's obviously something. Yeah. I think she got it. Yeah. But that's what I feel like because my uncle has it severely.
Is Sheila and I have sent out several requests. Several people that knows Summer, who is Winter's mother,
right,
requesting to talk to her. Not that we can do any better than law enforcement or anybody else. We just
exactly.
But we'll pray about it and see what happens. But we would like to talk to Summer and see what her knowledge, if any, that she has concerning Winter's disappearance. Because we've also, again, guys, you've got several different, like Sheila talked about in the last video.
Yeah.
Several different directions that people can go in. We've been told this, and you have to look at all of them. You have to look at all angles of how she could have disappeared, or if she disappeared, or where she went, or how she went, or who she's with, or who took her somewhere.
Who else is involved?
So we don't rule nobody out. Nobody is ruled out, just like I've said from the beginning. Everybody in that family that deals with her is a suspect, or that had care of her, had contact with her, and especially the last people to see her. That's been a big question, is the last people to see her. Once we find even one person that has seen her on a security camera, a video camera that she's taught and caught to on the phone, not a text message or not Facebook, but that they can say that they recognized her voice and that she's alive, and that we know she's alive, then we can rule away from Wolf Creek Road because she's somewhere else.
Right.
We've got to rule Wolf Creek Road and the foster parents out, and that way you can move on. The way to do that is to have verified life. Somebody verifies that she's still alive, that they've talked to her, they've seen her on a camera, they've got a picture, and then once we do that, then you can rule out anything dealing with foster parents, the hills, the woods, the caves, all these rumors. That's all we need, is somebody to verify with proof that she's alive.
Right.
And then you'll go from there to the next hurdle and try to get through it and try to
see where it leads. Or
Winter, if she's watching these videos, and a lot of times people do. A lot of times people watches other people's videos or YouTubes, and the more something is shared, especially when she sees her dad's picture on this video. Sheila will put that. She's probably done put it on the first one, and she'll put it on this one on the thumbnail.
Right.
And she sees her dad on a thumbnail, and she clicks on it to see what it's about. Wynter, just
let him know
to do the right thing. Go ahead, bud.
Just call and let them know if you're okay. Let them know you're okay. That's all you have to say. I'm fine.
You've got your dad's phone number. You've got your aunt's phone number. Call them and let them know.
They're very worried.
All right, go ahead.
Substance
abuse also.
Yeah, she does, and that's when it comes out the worst in her. So like she'll think things that aren't true. And it's got to the point to where Wynter was helping taking care of the baby a lot when I wasn't around there with her and stuff. So that's why they say that she always raised the kids. Well, that's not true necessarily, because her grandpa and her mom was there when I wasn't there, and her brother and Jamie and Haley, they always helped her a lot. But Summer was always in and out, kind of going. But I know that Winterbrook was wanting to go back home with Summer. She was wanting there. She was missing home.
Of course.
And so I find it weird that at that time that the car would come up missing. When nobody really knows what she was doing or where she was at. She could have been somewhere completely different for all I know.
Sure. But it's odd that it was during when she disappeared that she had taken her mother's car. Summer had, and she was gone for how long?
She was gone. I think they said about 2 to 3 days. Yeah.
Oh,
so did the mother report her car missing, or did
no? See, they just let her take it and go on. They don't try to fight with her and argue. Because
so the day that Wynter come up missing, that's the same day that Summer took her mother's car.
Well, I think she took it a day or two prior to this.
Okay.
And see, it's weird because Wynter would have known that she was leaving. She kept telling people this, so I'm not saying that's a connection, but I think it's weird at that time that someone would have the car. And that would call after his sister had called and told us that and said that he was in Ohio, and then he calls and says, "Well, I'm up here in Ohio visiting a friend."
Who does Wynter know anybody from Ohio or herself?
No.
Nobody, no family.
She's never left this area. All her family's right here that she knows. She don't know anybody up there. So I just don't understand. Somebody would have had to. A little girl don't just take off in the woods and make it this long.
Does Summer know anybody in Ohio?
Not that I know of. No, all her family's here, and I think if she did have family there, it's so distant that she don't even talk to them or know of them.
Sure.
But I can't make sense because I know my daughter would have called me by now. I know in my heart she knows that I love her and that I care deeply. And I worry about her, and I've always told her, don't ever just take off with people, because I've told her that stuff, so she understood all that, and she knows how much I worry about her. So I just can't wrap my mind around it. It's heartbreaking because I feel like I know something's wrong with her, but I don't want to think that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But the foster parents, even Haley wrote me right before you guys got here and said that she had asked them if they wanted to come or organize anything with us to help me. They just shunned her off, like they didn't even answer. They read it, but they won't reply to her. You know what I mean? I find that very odd.
Did you tell Haley we were coming to talk to you?
Yeah, I told her that you guys were coming by.
We're familiar. Sheila's familiar with Haley.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's been very good to us.
She went and
I know that there was some K's on that guy's property. I talked to one of the detectives. He said they searched like 4 of them. But there's supposedly 6 of them.
You talked to a detective with the sheriff's department or
the Dustin Wagoner out of Rockcastle County.
Rockcastle.
Yeah, I talked to him. And I don't know if that's supposed to be out or not, but he did tell me that they had searched. But the whole situation to me, I feel like I've been left out a lot. I don't know anybody that Wynter could have went to. If I felt like if she's going to run anywhere, she would have came here. Because, we was actually trying to move next door, switch apartments, so she can have this bedroom over here, So she knew that I was coming home. And it breaks my heart. They said there was something about a blue side-by-side that a boy she had been seeing, but they said they looked into it. But there was a lot of people that said, too, that they had seen that blue side-by-side up in there that day. However long she says, they didn't have her bars, but and I wrote him last night, and he said that he wrote her that day, the day that she came up missing, and asked if she wanted his stuff back, that she was going to Florida. And that's what he had told me last
But
night.
see, Haley said that she had never mentioned Florida before.
No,
She didn't understand that being in that text message to, said because it said she's going to Florida, and she said she don't know nobody in Florida, never been to Florida, never mentioned Florida.
She's not.
She said, why all of a sudden would she mention
yeah.
Florida? And that's why we thought maybe somebody else had been texting, but
see, another thing I thought weird was that when I first found out that Wynter was missing, I don't know why, but I wrote him, I said, look, I said, I better not find out you're around my daughter, because I knew that he'd contact her after they gave her a no contact order before, and it just felt like it hit me weird. Yeah. So I wrote him, I said, don't let me find out that you have my daughter taking her anywhere, you know? And he kept saying, like, stupid stuff like, oh, I got all kinds of money, and you need to get your money right, and don't worry about what I do and all this stuff. And I said, look, but I find it weird, you know, that because he never said he never had Wynter. He just started talking like stupid like that.
Deny it, but
yeah, but he never.
And how old
like
is
he was talking around
26.
it, like 26 or 27.
Is in London too, or is
No,
he,
I think he.
where is he at?
I'm not really sure. I think it's
Okay.
Pikeville or something. I'm not exactly sure exactly where.
Really?
It's a couple towns over from here, so. But I know that Summer also had pictures of her talking to her mom that, you know, the day after Winterbrook had come up missing, which I thought was weird. Why would you want but she does have a grandkid with this woman. Like,
hold on a minute. Now, Summer had a picture of who talking to her?
Her and the mother.
Summer had a picture of
Her and her mom.
of Summer and her mother.
Yes, mom.
Now, when did-
Winterbrook supposedly is what her sister.
I thought she was still missing. What he's talking about there, without messing up any kind of law enforcement investigation, is Summer had a picture of her and this other fellow's mother.
Right.
Not Summer's mother.
Right.
But Summer and this other person's
Mom.
mother
Mm-hmm.
is what he's talking about there.
Yeah. Yeah, because at first I thought he was talking about Summer and her mom. And
Exactly.
then that's what we asked, and he
It's
said no.
It's easy
no.
to do. Even a while ago when he's talking about Summer was telling him that she was pregnant, but he was talking about Wynter before that, and you're thinking, but it's not Wynter, it's
Right.
Summer that's his former girlfriend or wife or fiance, whatever she was, the mother of Wynter.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pregnant again, he's saying.
Right.
Okay. I thought Summer was still gone with the car.
No. See, she came back. She came back home about the day that Wynter came missing. Like later, sometime that day or the next day is one of the other.
Okay.
But she'd been missing up until that point. Like the car was gone like 2 or 3 days before Wynter was missing.
Okay.
And then they came up to the house. I guess is how they got the car back. The police showed up there looking for Winterbrook.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's when she had come back. I don't know how long she had been back at that point. I just know that that's where they had found her, you know.
Okay.
But Marlene and them had told me that the truck had been gone with Summer for 2 or 3 days. So, like exactly when she came back.
Why didn't Summer contact you when, you said you didn't know till social services come? Summer didn't even call and tell you that your daughter was missing?
No, I didn't know from nobody.
The in-laws? Nobody.
Nobody. No, I didn't know nothing for at least.
Nobody thought to tell the dad.
I thought that was awful weird, and I think it's awful weird that the police still have not showed up. Maybe they just don't feel the need to, but
yeah,
I feel like I had the right to know everything that's going on in my daughter's case. Like right now, the only reason I've talked to the detective that I have is because I've called him, and it took me 3 days to call him to get up with him. They said he was off work at the time, but I talked to a sheriff and he said that he was going to let the deputy know to call me back. I didn't hear from him for another couple of days, so I ended up calling him again, and he finally called me back. Later, I told him, kind of got aggravated. I said, look, so I want to talk to him. It's my daughter. I need to know about this. I have the right to, so please have him call me. So he called me back about 30 minutes after that. Mm-hmm. But that's the only time I've actually talked to police about it. And like the DCBS workers, I feel like they should have contacted me immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as the father. And you are the biological father.
Yes, I am her biological father.
Yeah.
Just of Winterbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what do they have? 2 other kids besides Wynter? They got
She has a year, just going on a year, maybe a little over a year right now. So, it just the whole situation setting right with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I found it weird that the foster parents, like I said, when I never had an issue with them, she always was happy with them. It seemed like, and always claimed that they was good to her up until that phone thing. But then again, I didn't know about all this and stuff that y'all. I never knew all that. So she was very hesitant about wanting to tell me anything. You know, she's just my typical kid wanting to get off the phone, not talk about it.
Again, that's what we were told. That don't make it true.
Yeah.
Just because people tells you something, don't make it true. Again, we had questions after that because we started thinking, you never know. You just never know about people. And we don't always believe everything we hear. We don't believe everything people tell us. We don't.
That's the best way.
But it was just never know. You never know about life. Never know about. Again,
anybody.
We don't want to. You know, we're like you. We don't want to implicate or suggest anybody as far as knowing anything. It's very odd that nobody's contacted you, and you've been the biological father, that you had to find out like you did.
Yeah.
And that she's not contacted anybody in her family.
And it's odd that the wife didn't even contact you.
Yeah.
The mother didn't even call and say, "Hey, our daughter's missing."
Yeah, I just don't understand the whole situation.
Go ahead, babe. I cut you off.
No, you're fine. I just think it's strange that she's not contacted any of the family to say, "Hey, guys, I'm okay. Don't worry."
That's the scariest part because, especially, she's talking almost every day, you know, and I've seen she's a sweet kid. She's a great girl, you know, and she wouldn't hide her life for her, you know, and she's really worried about Wynter Brooks. So I know something has to be wrong, you know, for her not to do that. And especially it blowing up the way that it has, I feel like she would have called somebody by now and at least said, "Hey, I'm okay," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the scariest part. But somebody knows something, they have to.
Sure.
And like I said, if she was planning on running off, somebody either helped her, because a 13-year-old kid don't run off into the woods and just make it for 3 weeks. You know, that's just not logical. It's not real. But you know, those parents, the step parents, foster parents, I never hear from them.
I was going to ask you. I was waiting for you to get done. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was going to ask you, have you ever tried to contact them or ask them anything? Or
I've contacted them about 2 weeks ago. I called them, you know, maybe less than that, maybe about a week and a half ago. And I talked to them and I told them, I said, "Look," I said, "I appreciate everything you guys have done.
Yeah.
You know, I want y'all to know that at this moment," I said, "I don't suspect you guys have done anything."
Sure.
And I really don't. I don't feel like they have. You know?
That's fine. That's what nobody has nothing to go on. Again, and that's good if you know, we don't want to suggest that anybody has done anything. Maybe she's a regular runaway, a teenage runaway. It's hard to tell. And we sure don't want to implicate or suggest that somebody's done something. Right. And that's great of you to say that. If you don't feel it, then for sure don't.
Like I said, she's always been very adamant that they was very good to her. Good. So I want to keep that in mind and think that way because I don't want to think, you know, because they have done a lot for her over the past year.
Sure.
And stuff, so
they told us they did. They told us they go above and beyond.
Yeah.
And
I think that Wynter Brooks going through a lot. You know, like she probably don't know how to deal with it, which she obviously stuff. Yeah. So it's possible that she could have. It's very probable that she did run off with somebody.
Sure.
But the thing is, though, there would be signs or something of that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there would have to be some kind of steps
you would think. You would think that's what a person would think that, but it doesn't necessarily make it true. Right. Maybe she's with somebody that says you can't contact nobody. If you do, they're going to trace you. They're going to find you. And then she says,
step by step.
Yeah. And so it's very possible that it could have happened. She could still be run away and just not contacting nobody.
But one thing I found weird too, though, how she got out of there without being seen.
That's the thing, because he said she wasn't seen on any of his cameras. He's got the what they call trail cameras. He said she wasn't seen coming or going on either of them.
And I just don't see a 13-year-old knowing. I mean, she's probably been there enough, but I don't see her knowing where every little camera would be, how to dip.
Well, but if she also said that, if she actually told, now Joe said that she had told several people that she was running away. Yeah. And you're saying she and told her.
Yeah.
So if she's telling people she's running away and then she comes up missing, you know, the probability of her running away is
looks very good. Again, when we left up there that first day, that was we didn't suspect or even anything else until the next day. We went back looking for her again. Then somebody had texted and said Joe didn't appreciate being taped. Of all the things to worry about, you're missing a foster child.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the number one thing on my mind, is that because somebody taped at me, and I'm sitting here holding this on you right now, that's basically, I had a microphone in my hand. It doesn't matter. You don't have to let nobody know you're taping them, but you're sitting there looking at a person holding a microphone.
Then common sense.
Your common sense. And plus, we're YouTubers. That's what we do. We don't make silent movies. People want to hear what you're saying.
If you could talk to Wynter right now, what would you tell her? What would you want to say to Wynter? What would you want her to know?
I tell her to just call me, even if you don't tell me where you're at. I just want to hear your voice. I just want to know that you're safe, because you don't know how much stress and pain it's causing. And if you can't hear me and you can't call me, then I ain't going to stop looking for you until we find you. We love you with all our hearts. And no matter what you're going through, we'll get through it together, but you got to come home, because you're so loved and you're so missed.
That's good.
And just call us. If nothing else, just call me. I don't care if it's from a pay phone or a store phone or anything.
You can just hear her voice to know it's her, and that she's alive and well.
Yeah.
And so, Wynter, if you ever watch one of our videos and you see your dad, then think about that. At least your dad, your aunt, there's several people that's
your love, definitely
so worried about you.
And we just want you. We'll work through whatever it is, Winnie. We can work through it. You just come home and it'll get better. You're going through a lot. I understand that, but it will get better. We'll work through it together.
If you see a police officer, you don't have to. You don't have to just find a police officer. If you're at a mall, if you're anywhere and you see a cop, go up to them and tell them you're missing out of Kentucky.
Right.
And you want to come home.
Yeah.
And they'll work it out. They can work out visitation. They can work out coming back home. Anything can change. Anything's better than being out here missing.
Yeah. You're not going to get in trouble.
No.
We're not looking to get you in trouble.
No, she's not in trouble.
We just want to know that you're safe.
She's not in trouble.
You mean the world to everybody, more than you know.
Just needs to be accounted for.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just need to know that she's alive and well. And like you said, even if she doesn't tell you where she's at or nothing, she can...
just to hear your voice would be...
That's right.
Just a relief.
Okay. Do you want to put your phone number? If you do, you can just tell it, and then...
It's 606-309-9100.
9100.
And I got a house phone. It's 862-9404. Yeah, if anybody can... Any information or anything, it would be greatly appreciated. And can't thank y'all enough for it.
606 area code.
Yep.
For the home phone. And for the cell phone, I imagine.
And cell phone, too, yeah.
And Sheila will put that on the screen also for you.
I'll top it up.
You can read it. Guys, if you got any information that you can help
Dustin
here find his daughter, Wynter, or at least let him know that she's alive and well. And if she's with somebody else that's of accountable age, then take it on yourself and imagine how you would feel if this was your child, and at least call or make arrangements to let Dustin know, or law enforcement.
Exactly.
Law enforcement. You can contact the United States Marshal's office, and they can put you in contact with somebody or tell you what to do in Lexington, Kentucky. There's good police officers and people out there that want to help, and they want to help find it. That's what Sheila and I, that's what we wanted to do. That's what we started out doing.
Yep.
We don't want, and we're glad that you mentioned a while ago that the foster parents was decent with her. And that's what Joe told us. Joe told us that they go above and beyond what foster parents should do.
Yeah.
There's some things there that doesn't add up, but there's things that don't add up. Just like you said, people hasn't contacted you. You didn't know it for 2 or 3 days. Not everything always adds up. That doesn't make people. Everybody's a suspect. Like I told Joe that day, everybody is a suspect when there's a missing child.
Exactly.
You don't rule nobody out until that child's accounted for or something. So you know, we're sitting here talking to you, Dustin, and no reason not to believe anything you've told us. There's no reason for us not to believe anything Joe and his wife told us. No. But everybody is still a suspect. That you would be.
That's
you're the father.
Yeah, that's very understandable.
Now it's we haven't seen nobody, just like you haven't heard from Wynter, and we haven't neither. Nobody has said anything about her being around here or being seen with you, or you haven't. So we don't doubt that you don't have no knowledge, that you don't know where she's at. We know you're from the heart as far as trying to find your daughter. If anybody we've talked to is, and we hope somebody can help.
Do you have a recent? You don't have a recent photo of her, do you? Of Wynter?
Pictures? I do. They're on my wife's phone though.
Okay.
She's in the hospital. I can get them and send them to you though.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
if we got anything different
than what they've been showing.
Was she baptized and joined church?
I think it's been about 3, maybe 4 months ago.
4 months ago? Well, that's a
3 or 4
recent.
months.
Sheila's got that.
I've got that
And
one.
that's the one that Sheila tries to post, because that's a good moment. That's a good moment that her getting saved and baptized. Of course it is.
She's proud of it. I'm glad for her. That's her heart.
Yeah. So that's thank the Lord. You know,
That's
so
right.
He's watching over her. Hopefully, I'm sure that He is. We are, and we wish you the best. We're glad we come down to talk to you. Like I said in the beginning, we had no desire to talk to the parents. It's just something that you always think the worst. You say, well, why do we want to talk to the parents? If it was so good at home, why is she in foster care? Right. But I thought she was incarcerated for a crime rather than child support. That's not.
But also, that's the last place she was at. That Wynter was at the foster home.
Oh, of course.
So
you know, naturally,
that's why we did that.
The last place you would look is the last place she was at.
Yeah.
And that's our curiosity. We thought, you know, more should be done as far as searching the area, searching, especially, and still feel that way. We're not changing our mind. We still feel that the area around where she was last seen should be searched. Now, Sheila and I was up there, and we're going to leave here today and go there again. There's no trespassing signs. And just like you said earlier, when Haley contacted them and they're not returning their calls, not a whole lot you can do when people don't say, because on that video, you heard him tell me, I don't want you combing through the woods. Well, I mean,
it's very odd, isn't it?
I mean, I think that's odd.
Yeah.
Does that mean a person has done something wrong? Not necessarily, but I think it's odd. I'd say, hey, look anywhere you want.
No.
I'll do anything you want me to do.
That's me too.
I would be, so nobody's contacted you, so nobody's asked you for a polygraph? No. Or nothing like that, dealing with your knowledge of where she might be. Yeah. Nobody's offered your wife or your
ex.
What's her name? Summer. Nobody.
I know the law has been there to talk to her, to speak to her, but it just still won't make no sense why they wouldn't come talk to her dad. You know.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if somebody just overlooked a step.
You don't know if they gave her or offered her a polygraph or not.
Not that I know of, they haven't.
Okay.
From my acknowledgement, they have not. They just came to ask her and see if she was there, and I don't think Summer act like she wasn't willing to talk to him too much, you know. I know she was having a moment or whatever it was, but I don't think she's very cooperative in talking to him.
But I know this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sitting here with two cameras in your face.
No.
But
he's doing an excellent job,
nothing
though.
but nice. And we hope, we wish you
pray.
best. Pray.
Yeah, I'm glad
pray
to do
the good
it.
Lord brings her home and at least gives you some calm as far as where she's at. We think from talking to the people that we have that she's still out there.
Yeah.
Even though nobody has said that they have firsthand knowledge of seeing her, for some reason, that's why Sheila and I has not been doing nothing the last week or so, because we're letting law enforcement and people like that deal with it, and hopefully they're on the right trail. Hopefully.
I hope so.
Maybe if she is with somebody, they are just coaching her to hide, you know what I mean? Because
exactly.
eventually it'd be better than that than for her something to be wrong with her.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It's bad enough.
Because eventually it would come out.
We had this conversation this morning, me and Sheila did. Hope as long as she's alive and well, this and that. I'll tell you, there's so many things out here anymore, and between illegals And the things that go on, anything's possible.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so dangerous for these young kids out
They
there.
just don't realize
They don't
it.
see the danger of somebody. They just don't see the
They don't
danger.
think that far ahead because they're not old enough
Exactly.
to think
13
like
years
that,
old.
you know?
No.
You're right.
That's
You're
the one thing
right.
I hope other people keep in mind is to realize she is 13 years old, you know.
She's just a child.
She's a child.
When
she
is her
thinks like a
birthday?
child. It's May 30th.
May
May
30th.
30th, yeah.
Aw.
My little boys is in June 4th.
So she
and
just
hers
turned
May 30th.
13 this past May.
Wow,
So
yeah.
she's a child.
Wow.
Sure she is.
She acts a little bit older than she is, but she's still a child with a child's mentality, you know.
Sure.
That's
And I
right.
just want to stress that enough to everybody to realize she can't make those decisions on her own. She's a
She's
child.
not mature enough to do that.
She needs to just be home with her family, you know.
Sure.
I
All right,
agree.
buddy.
I agree. Agree.
We're going to call it and appreciate everything.
Guys, we thank y'all so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Guys, for coming out.
Appreciate you
We'll
talking
say a
to
prayer
us.
for you,
I
sir.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I'm
Hold on.
gonna turn this.
Alrighty. So let me. There we go. That's it. So he.
That's where we're at, guys.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Oh, you don't know. Bless her heart. Wynter, please, if you're out there, please contact someone and let them know you're okay.
I agree.
Got anything else?
No,
All
I
right.
do, but guys, everybody keep posting her pictures.
Praying.
Keep it in the news. Keep it on Facebook. Keep it in social media. Keep her posters up.
Yep.
Like Dustin says, somebody knows where she's at.
Yeah.
Somebody knows where she's at. Somebody knows where they left her at, or where somebody knows something.
Yeah.
Just a matter of not letting it die down, staying with it, staying on top of it. There can't be enough people. Somebody had called earlier talking about this person or that person. Listen, you can't have too many people looking for a missing child.
That's right.
It doesn't matter who they are, what they are, or nothing else. You can't have too many people when it comes to a missing child with their eyes open. Sheila and we're still hoping to talk to the mother. Dustin brought up some interesting
Mm-hmm.
comments.
Mhm.
Not that the police hasn't talked to her. Not that we're going to do any better than anybody else. Not that she knows anything.
Right.
Again, when we mention foster care, the mother, the father, anybody else that we may mention, doesn't mean that means we're looking. Again, when it comes to a missing child, everybody
You have
that
to
saw
explore
that child,
everything.
was
Yeah.
around that child, knew that child,
Mhm.
they're suspects. You don't be afraid to keep everybody as a suspect. If people gets mad at you for being a suspect for trying to find a 12, 13-year-old kid, then there's other things to worry about.
Yeah.
You're up, baby.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We hope you're doing well. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. God bless.